that made this event happen. And so Nancy will introduce our speaker for you.
Okay. I can't say how happy I am for this opportunity to introduce Pramoedya Anantatur, whom I never imagined would actually be sitting here next to me in Ann Arbor, Michigan.
Really?
Actually, when I did nominate him for the degree, I thought it would be something I would have to carry over at some point. But the current regime has allowed him to leave the country, so here he is. Pramoedya Anantatur is the most accomplished and celebrated prose writer in modern Indonesia for the 20th century. He is a very important cultural critic, formerly a public intellectual before he was silenced by the New Order regime. He spent about 18 years of his life as a political prisoner. 10 of those years on the island, the penal colony of Buru. And when he was on Buru, he composed this wonderful quartet called the Buru Quartet, which is a series of 4 novels which rethink the dawn of Indonesian nationalism, radically so. Also, when he was on Buru, he kept notes and wrote letters to his children, letters which he could not send to his children because nothing could be sent. But somehow, some of these papers were smuggled out through the Catholic Church and made their way back to Java and into the hands of another man who was instrumental in seeing his work come to publication after his release from Buru. And this other man I'd like to have stand up too. It's Mr. Yusuf Iza from so let's see. So his works were published. They have been translated into English. An English translation of his prison, an English translation or edition. It's not a complete translation, I might say, of his prison memoir is being released right now. It's called Mute Soliloquy. It's for sale at Shame Drum Bookstore. He will be signing books on Monday evening if you'd like to have a signed copy. And today, what we're going to do is Pramoedya is going to read from his prison memoir, the first letter, part of the first letter. We're not going to do it all because it would take too much time. And this was a letter which was never sent and was thought never to be sent. As a matter of fact, it was a letter that he thought he might not. It was a letter written under the shadow of death, let's put it that way, to his daughter Pujo Rusmi. And the title of this chapter of the memoir is Floating Meditations. A translation of the title of the book would be Silent Song of a Mute. However, it's translated for English language publication as Mute Soliloquy. The Indonesian title of this book is Nyanyi Sunyi Seorang Bisu. The chapter is Permenungan dan Pengapungan Surat untuk Pujo Rusmi. And after he's finished reading, he's going to read a chunk, and then I will read a chunk in English. The first couple of pages are my translation, but I couldn't retranslate the whole book in 2 days. And then after that, it's the Hyperion translation with some emendations or corrections. I'm a very finicky translator, so I made some changes. But a lot of it belongs to John McLean, but the first 2 pages are mine. Afterwards we'll have questions. Pramoedya, because of having been beaten in the head with a gun, is nearly totally deaf, so we might have some problems, but we'll do as best we can for the questions and answers. And you can ask the questions, I will translate them to him, and then he will give them, and then I will translate them into English. Gimana? Where's the on switch?
Right here.
Okay.
Saya baca.
Ya.
Permenungan dan pengapungan. Surat ini takkan mungkin bisa dikirimkan. Takkan mungkin sampai ke tanganmu. Lihat, dia tetap kutulis untukmu, kau yang sedang berbahagia dalam suasana pengantin baru. Akan tetap terkenang peristiwa yang satu itu. Kau datang bersama calon suamimu dan seorang penghulu yang begitu terburu-buru, khawatir tertinggal kereta rezeki. Tentu saja kau tahu tak ada keberatan padaku. Kau memilih seorang suami untuk dirimu sendiri. Juga aku percaya kau akan tetap ingat pesanku pada calon suamimu sebelum kau menikah di depanku. Anak ini anakku yang pertama, anak yang aku sayangi. Dahulu neneknya berharap ia jadi seorang dokter. Ternyata ia akan menjabat jadi istrimu. Jadi, setelah nanti sebentar kalian menikah, jangan sekali-sekali anakku dilarang atau dihalangi kalau dia mau meneruskan pelajarannya. Kedua, tak aku izinkan anakku dipukul atau disakiti. Ketiga, anak ini kau pinta padaku untuk diberistri secara baik-baik. Karena kalau sesuatu hal kau tidak menyukainya lagi, kembalikan pula dia secara baik-baik padaku. Dan sejak itu kau tak pernah datang menjenguk aku lagi. Maaf, aku tak dapat lagi mengingat tanggal dan bulannya. Malah nama suamimu aku tak dapat mengingat sesuku pun. Apa pula pekerjaan dan pendidikannya. Walhasil, semua itu terserah padamu. Kau sudah memilih, juga memilih tanggung jawab.
This letter,
Ya.
this letter will never be sent. It will never reach your hands. But look, I'm still writing it to you, you who are happy in your newly wedded bliss. I'll never forget that day. You came with your future husband and the religious official who was to perform the marriage. You were so rushed, so worried that the train of good fortune might leave you behind. You knew, and you know, that I would never object to you choosing your husband on your own, and I am certain that you will never forget the words I spoke to him just before the ceremony. This child is my first child, my beloved child. Her grandmother had hoped that she would become a doctor, and now she is to be your wife. And so I charge you as you stand before me about to become her husband. After she is married to you, do nothing to stop her from continuing her studies. I also forbid you ever to strike her or to harm her in any way. And lastly, because you have asked for my daughter's hand in the proper manner, I also ask that you return her to me in the proper manner, should it come to pass that you no longer wish to be with her. And then you were married before me. After that, you never came to see me again. Sorry. I can't remember either the day or the month. I can't even remember a single syllable of your husband's name, his work, or his education. So it's all up to you now. You made your choice, and you also chose your responsibility.
1969. Kau tinggalkan RTC Salemba, pamit untuk memulai hidup sebagai seorang istri. Beberapa kali kau masih melihat ke belakang sebelum pintu raksasa itu mengantarkan kau lepas ke jalan raya. orang yang setelah pernikahan itu menjadi suamimu, beberapa kali masih membungkuk memberi hormat, dan waktu pintu raksasa itu kembali tertutup, habislah sudah basa-basi itu. Kau memasuki bulan madu, aku juga pergi ke pembuangan. Bagaimana harus dinilai, karunia atau kutukan? Bila orang tak dapat membebaskan diri dari waktu yang 3 dimensi, lalu, kini, dan depan. Dulu, di penjara Bukit Duri, pernah aku belajar menyanyi lagu yang dibuka dengan kalimat "There's a happy land somewhere", lambang dari hari depan untuk setiap orang. Dengan pimpinan sang harapan, dengan keringat sebagai lambang jerih payah sendiri, dengan masa kini sebagai titik tolak, dengan masa depan sebagai pesangon, ia bergerak menuju ke happy land somewhere. Orang tak tahu pasti, maka juga disusul oleh "and it's just a prayer away". Betapa indah kadang lagu-lagu itu, kalau suasana tepat dan syaraf pun tidak disibuki oleh tetek bengek. Somewhere, anakku, dan where to? Kau negeri bahagia, di mana kau sesungguhnya? Orang dididik untuk percaya negeri tujuan memang kebahagiaan itu, dan kepercayaan yang diperoleh secara mudah bisa juga hilang dengan mudah.
It was 1969 when you took your leave from me at Salimba Prison, the Special Detention Center as it was called, to embark on your new life as a wife. You turned several times to look back at me before passing through that monstrous door that would send you forth to the open road. And the man who had just become your husband bowed a couple of times, stooping ever so slightly as a sign of respect. And when that monstrous door closed behind you, all the niceties were over. You had gone forth to your honeymoon, and I too set off into exile. How is this to be viewed? Is it a blessing or a curse that man can never free himself from time with its 3 dimensions, past, present, and future? In the past, when I was held by the Dutch in Bukit Duri prison during the Revolution, I memorized a Negro spiritual. Its first line went, in English, "There's a happy land somewhere," symbol of the future of each and every man. With hope as his leader, and sweat as the sign of his own labor, and the present as his starting point, and the past to provision him, every man advances toward that happy land somewhere. No one knows where. That's precisely why the second line goes, "and it's just a prayer away." Sometimes that song is so beautiful when the moment is just right and one's nerves aren't tormented by the trivial troubles of life. Somewhere, my child, but where to? You who are called this happy land, where are you in truth? People are taught to believe the land to which they are heading is indeed happiness, and a belief so easily gained may just as easily vanish.
16 Agustus 1969. Kau berbulan madu di Happy Land yang sudah jelas. Aku ke Happy Land somewhere. Konon ke Pulau Buru di Maluku, sebuah pulau lebih besar dari Bali. Dan besok, kalau tidak dibatalkan oleh entah siapa, 17 Agustus, kami berangkat bersama lebih 800 orang dengan kapal Ajri 15 sebagai hadiah ulang tahun Republik Indonesia. untuk dapat naik ke kapal dari 3.500 ton bobot mati ini, kami harus datang ke pelabuhan Sodong di Nusa Kambangan, ditentang pelabuhan Cilacap, Wijayapura. Tiadakan kututup mata kepalaku, juga tidak mata batinku. Kapal ini akan membawa kami bersama masa depan dalam impian. Dalam kepercayaan itu, Pulau Buru bukan the happy land somewhere. Dia hanya stasiun perantara. Juga untuk itu dibutuhkan kepercayaan. Kapal mulai bersuling, lambat-lambat meninggalkan Sodong dan Wijayapura. Kehidupan hutan dan gunung-gunung Nusa Kambangan nampak mulai bergerak. Dan pantai putihnya makin lama makin menghilang dari jangkauan mata. Bila pandangan dilepaskan ke selatan, hanya kebiruan Samudra Hindia yang terbentang tanpa batas sampai ke kaki langit. Bila ke utara, yang nampak adalah tebing-tebing terjal pantai selatan Jawa. Jangan dengarkan nafas mesin kapal bobrok yang terengah-engah ini. Kami sedang belayar seperti nenek moyang dulu di zaman migrasi untuk menemukan daratan dan kehidupan baru. Kesadaran sajalah yang membuat diri tahu kami sedang ada di perairan tanah air sendiri. Negara maritim dengan 13.000 pulau. Kata orang, setiap di antara pulau itu adalah juga milik kami. Juga setiap cangkir dari perairan antara dua samudera itu, Hindia dan Pasifik. Itu ajaran klasik di sekolah. Lebih nyata dapat dipegang adalah ucapan Peltu Marzuki di RTC Salemba. Kalian tak punya hak apa-apa selain bernafas. Dan ternyata sudah sekian dari kami, hak untuk bernafas pun dirampas. Ajaran klasik ternyata bisa bermuka dua. Bukan hanya laut, juga seluruh isinya. Seluruh bumi dan isinya, juga langit, garis lurus sampai akhir tata surya kita. Antara kenyataan dengan janji sudah tak ada status quo.
Yeah. Okay, the first half of this is mine and the second half veers off into someone else's translation. So, August 16th, 1969. You are on your honeymoon in some real happy land. I'm off to a happy land somewhere. To Buru, they say, an island in the Moluccas, a bit bigger than Bali. And unless some unknown person rescinds the order, we will leave tomorrow, August 17th, Independence Day. Together with some 800 other political prisoners, I will set forth on the Adri 15, our exile, a birthday present for the nation. To board this ship of some 350,000 tons, we first must go to Sodong, the port of Nusa Kambangan, the prison island, just across the straits from Wijayapura harbor in Cilacap, on Java's southern coast. I will never close my eyes, neither those of my head nor those of my soul. This ship will carry us off together with the futures we dreamed of and believed in. Buru Island is not that happy land somewhere. It's only a way station. And to accept that also requires no small measure of belief. The whistle blows, and slowly the ship leaves sight of Sodong and Wijayapura. A green wall of the forest and mountains of Nusa Kambangan moves alongside the craft as the white strip of shoreline gradually disappears from view. As one turns toward the south, only the open sea is visible, the Indian Ocean a limitless expanse of azure stretching beyond the horizon. To the north are the steep and jagged cliffs of Java's southern coast. Don't listen. Shut your ears to the labored breath of this rusted vessel. Like our distant ancestors in the age of migration, we are on a voyage of discovery, a journey toward a new land and new life. Only our awareness gives us the knowledge that we are passing through the waters of our own country, a maritime nation of more than 13,000 islands. We were taught that all these islands belong to us. But the lesson that now seems more real, more easy to comprehend, is the one that was drilled into us by the warden of Salemba prison. The only right you have is the right to your breath. For some of us, even that right has been rescinded, making all the lessons we learned in school nothing more than exercises in hypocrisy. And it's not just the sea I'm referring to, but all its contents as well, the land and everything else found in it, and the sky too, for that matter, as far as the eye can see, the entire solar system. Between reality and promise, there is no status quo.
Terus ini.
Oh, yo. Sebenarnya harus terus tadi. Monggo.
Kami belajar dalam ruang dengan pintu besar dari jerisi besi dan dikunci dalam sekapan, dalam 3 ruang besar di bawah dek. Melihat langit pun tak lagi ada hak, jangankan memiliki atau ikut memiliki. Seperti orang-orang Cina yang diculik dalam kapal Kapitan Bonteku, seperti tawanan-tawanan culikan Cina lain dalam kapal-kapal tokoh missioner yang diangkut ke Hawaii, seperti nasib 4 juta penduduk Afrika dalam kapal Inggris dan Amerika menyeberangi Atlantik dibawa ke benua baru.
Our ship rocks and shakes. Our cabin is one of 3 large barred areas in the cargo hold. Its huge door of steel bars is securely locked and bolted. We no longer have the right to look at the sky, or so it seems, much less dream of claiming it, even a small part of it, as our own. We are coolies on Captain Banteko's ship, the kidnapped Chinese on Michener's ship bound for Hawaii. We are the 4 million Africans loaded into British and American ships crossing the Atlantic to a new continent. Monggo.
Ya,
Sini.
ini.
Ya. Ya, sama. More or less.
Sekiranya kapal ini tenggelam, kami akan mati bersama 800 orang ini dalam sekapan dengan semua pintu terkunci dari luar. Ah, ya, apa salahnya mati? Setidak-tidaknya kami masih bisa memberikan sesuatu pada dunia. Cerita sensasi dan bagaimana pertanggungan jawab akan kembali jadi bola voli. Berapa saja sudah jumlah dan jenis makhluk telah punah dari muka bumi, dan tak ada yang meributkan. Berapa saja semut telah mati terinjak-injak setiap detik. Berapa pula serangga lain tumpas kena semprotan insektisida. Siapa meributkan? Juga hati ini tak perlu ribut. Jangan menyesal mengapa punya impian, merasa belum cukup dengan yang sudah ada. Sejak peristiwa 1965 itu, aku telah kehilangan semua dan segala. Lebih tepat, semua dan segala ilusi. Untukku sendiri sudah aku miliki semua, sebagaimana sewaktu bayi sudah kumiliki semua dan segala untuk hidupku sebagai bayi. Dan seperti bayi-bayi selebihnya, modal untuk berkomunikasi hanyalah suaraku, jeritan, raungan, keluhan, rengekan. Dan bila modal komunikasi itu dirampas, ya, siapa yang bisa rampas hak untuk berdialog dengan diri sendiri?
Supposing the ship sinks, we prisoners, all 800 of us, would go down with it. The doors to our cells are locked. But so what? What would be wrong with our dying? At least then we would give something to the world to read about, a headline for a day, a sensational story. How many creatures have been wiped from the face of this earth without eliciting a trace of concern? How many kinds of insects are now extinct because of insecticide? Has anyone ever gotten upset about them? Why then should anyone make a fuss about us? Following the events of 1965, I lost everything. Or, to be more accurate, I lost all illusions I had ever had. I became a newborn child, provided with the only instrument a newly born babe finds necessary for life, a voice. Thus, like a child, my only means of communication is my voice, my screams, my cries, my whimpers. What would happen to me if my voice, my sole means of communication, were to be taken from me? But who can take from a man his right to speak to himself?
Ya, sayang sekali aku tak dapat saksikan perayaan perkawinanmu. Hadiah kawinmu pun hanya catatan semacam ini dan tak akan sampai ke tanganmu pula. 4 tahun belakangan ini, aku hanya mengikuti tudingan telunjuk orang untuk meninggali sel-sel beton atau kayu. Biar begitu, tidak benar kalau tidak pernah ingat padamu. Di mana kau tinggal sekarang? Bagaimana kehidupanmu dengan suamimu? Aku tak tahu. Biar tahu pun, apalah gunanya bagimu? Tapi 4 tahun bukan waktu pendek dalam hidup manusia. Umur kadal pun tak sampai sepanjang itu. Di selku di penjara di Tangerang, lalat yang berhasil kutangkap, kukurung dalam plastik. Ia mati tua dalam 3,5 hari. 4 tahun tanpa tahu duduk perkara, sungguh suatu kemewahan berlebihan, seperti lapisan tebal bedak pada muka buruk seorang nenek tua renta. Entah sudah berapa kali kapal kami dilewati kapal-kapal lain. Mungkin dari kejauhan jadi tontonan yang mengibakan. Penderita kusta di tengah-tengah lalu lintas kehidupan yang sehat dan cerah. Setiap saat dalam kesadaranku terdengar nafasnya yang terengah-engah dan persendian-persendiannya yang berderak-derak. 2 kali nafasnya tak terdengar dan gigilan mesinnya yang menggeletari kulit bajanya padam. 1000 tahun yang lalu pun nenek moyang telah menjelajahi perairan ini. Pasti cerita para guru sekolah itu bukan omong kosong. Dengan perahu-perahu buatan tangan sendiri dan pasti lebih bersih dari Adri 15. Sekali lagi, pasti para guru sekolah itu bukan jual koyok. Perahu-perahu layar Bugis, Makassar, dan Madura sampai saat ini pun lebih tertib sekalipun dan justru tidak dibiayai uang negara. 16 Agustus 1969, Kutinggalkan kau berbulan madu di Jawa. Aku menuju ke Happy Land somewhere. 10 jam sebelum mancal baru kami ketahui Happy Land somewhere itu konon Pulau Buru di Maluku. Besok 17 Agustus keberangkatan kami, hadiah ulang tahun kemerdekaan RI. Hadiah untuk mereka yang tak jemu-jemunya meyakinkan diri mereka sendiri, juga kami, bahwa kami adalah pengkhianat, pemutar balik Pancasila, dan selalu tanpa pernah membuktikan tuduhan mereka sudah menyeburkan tabir asap. Harus tahu sendiri, merasa sendiri, karena itu introspeksilah, mawas diri, beriman, beragama, bersembahyang, berdoa. Ada yang berdoa memang, ada yang mengharap kapal ini tenggelam dihantam angin timur dan kami mampus dimakan hiu. Itu dari golongan yang menganggap yang mati tidak akan bicara lagi. Anggapan zaman batu berpermatakan pesona kriminal. Memang kami sudah setengah atau seperempat hidup tanpa hak sipil dan tanpa makan cukup. Tapi kami semua sudah membuktikan lolos berkali-kali dari lubang jarum kematian. Pada punggung masing-masing tergendong kantong, takkan pernah lepas seumur hidup, penuh sesak dengan lambang-lambang pengalaman indrawi dan batini, kristalisasi energi yang tak bakal ikut mampus, lebih abadi dari daging dan tulang, bahkan dari gading yang tak kenal retak pun. Lambang-lambang itu akan terus bicara dengan bahasanya sendiri. Ya.
Okay, I noticed when he was reading there was an incredibly beautiful, powerful paragraph that the translator decided not to translate, and I don't. Maybe I'll write it out and put it on the net for you guys. It was so the heart of it, the politics of it. But I could try. Let's see. Oh, okay, here's the paragraph. This whole paragraph, just gone. Okay. And it comes after, yeah, okay. Yes, I'm truly sorry that I was unable to attend your marriage celebration, and that the only wedding gift I have for you are these notes, which are unlikely to ever find their way to you. But for the past 4 years, all I've been able to do is to follow the pointed index fingers of those who rule these concrete and wooden cells. That doesn't mean I haven't been thinking about you. No, that's not true at all. Where are you living now? How is your new life with your husband? I'd like to know. But supposing that I did, what good would it do you? 4 years in a person's life is not a short period of time. A Kada lizard doesn't even live that long. In my cell in Tangerang, I once caught a fly in a plastic bag. In just 3.5 days, that animal had died of old age. All in all, 4 years without even knowing what charges have been brought against me is a bit excessive. I can't count the number of times that other ships have passed us by. From a distance, we must be a heart-rending sight, a leper in the midst of natural splendor. Every waking moment I am aware of the ship's wheezing and the creaking of its rickety joints, and how many times I have heard the wheezing completely stop, and then felt the shudder of the ship's steel skin as its engines gasped and died. 1,000 years ago, our forefathers passed through these waters. Our teachers wouldn't feed us rubbish, would they? In boats they had fashioned with their own hands, ones that were no doubt much cleaner than the Adri 15. No, our teachers wouldn't have fed us rubbish. The Bugis, Makasaris, and Madaris are famous for their sailing ships. Even today, their ships are much better tended than this, and they weren't bought and paid for by the state. Okay, this is a paragraph that was censored. And this is not going to be smooth because I'm just... on the 16th of August, 1969, I left you for your honeymoon on Java. I've taken off for that happy land somewhere. 10 hours before we heaved anchor, only 10 hours before we heaved anchor did we know that happy land somewhere was supposedly on Buru Island in the Moluccas. Tomorrow, on the 17th of August, is our departure. Birthday present for the independence of the Republic of Indonesia. A present for those who never tire of convincing themselves, just convincing themselves, and also convincing us that we are traitors, that we have turned upside down Panchasila, the 5 principles of the state, and always, without having given any proof to their accusations, they spread forth a smoke screen. They should know, but they should become aware, know themselves, pay attention, think about this. They themselves, because of this, they should introspect, look into themselves, meditate, their iman is to do religious faith, yeah. Have faith, have religion, pray in 2 different types of pray. Sort of bersembayang, which is generic pray, and berdoa, which is from Arabic. Okay, that was that. Now, where was this? Pray. I am sure there are those who pray that a gale force easterly wind will sink this ship and transform its human cargo to food for the sharks. I am sure those same people also feel that the dead have no voice. Theirs is a Stone Age sensibility with a criminal blush. They rob us of our civil rights. They steal our very lives. They give us inadequate sustenance, yet time and again we prove ourselves capable of slipping through the eye of the needle of death. We are refugees who carry on our shoulders a bag of provisions that we shall not discard till death, one full of the symbols of spiritual and sensory experience, a crystallization of undying energy, something more lasting than flesh and bones and even unscissored ivory. These symbols speak forever, each in its own language, whether that language be German, Russian, Dutch, English, Spanish, or Indonesian.
Adegan-adegan penjara di Spanyol dimulai dengan cerita Gessler. Bila malam hari tiba dan giring-giring berbunyi mengunjungi sel, seorang pejuang antifasis dengan antaran seorang padri sampailah dia pada ajal di tangan jagalnya. Sampai berapa lama pejuang-pejuang antifasis yang lolos dari lubang jarum maut itu mendekam dalam penjara menunggu jatuhnya rejim Franco. Dan dalam penantian itu seorang demi seorang terus dibunuhi dari tahun 1933 sampai 1965, dan yang mengirim makan para tahanan itu pada mulanya istrinya, kemudian anaknya, kemudian lagi cucunya. Mereka berbaris di depan gerbang penjara Burgos itu 32 tahun dan rejim Franco tak juga runtuh. Penganiayaan dan penindasan terhadap para pejuang antifasis tetap belum jadi sejarah. Seorang pejuang antifasis Spanyol yang berhasil lolos setelah mendekam selama 23 tahun dalam tahanan Franco pada suatu kali mengunjungi Buchenwald. 1965. Memang aku juga pernah berkunjung ke situ, tapi ceritanya lain lagi dan belum perlu kusampaikan padamu. Orang itu menangis. Seorang wanita datang padanya dan menyatakan keheranannya. Bagaimana bisa seorang yang 23 tahun hidup dalam penjara masih mempunyai air mata? Dia jawab, "Ich weinte angesichts ihrer Toten, die meinen und die Toten von uns allen sind."
Orang itu, sini.
Nggak ada.
Ada. Di sini. Orang itu adalah Markus.
Orang itu adalah Markus Ana. Yang mati itu tetap bicara dengan cara dan jalannya sendiri. Ya, Buchenwald, Ravensbrück, Dachau, Auschwitz, dan tempat-tempat pemusnahan manusia itu tidak membuat yang mati menjadi bungkam. Tempat-tempat itu masih dalam suatu tata surya, galaksi dengan Indonesia. Dan kantong di punggung ini masih akan terus diisi. Sampai kapan? Seperti di Spanyol, sepenuhnya tergantung pada ditarik tidaknya topeng demon barat, senjata dan modal barat.
In his novel Darkness at Noon, Kusler describes scenes in Spanish jails. As night falls, the tinkling of bells can be heard as an anti-fascist soldier, a priest at his side, walks toward death at the hands of the executioner. But what of those anti-fascists who managed to escape death? How long did they have to remain confined in their cells, waiting for Franco to fall? How did they fare? As they waited, the years passed. Between 1933 and 1965, they were murdered, one by one. For 32 years, their loved ones, first their wives, then their children, and later still their grandchildren, queued outside the doors of Burgos prison to bring them food. And still the Franco regime did not fall. Even after 32 years, their torture and oppression had yet to become history. In 1965, Marcos Ans, an anti-fascist Spaniard who had spent 23 years in one of Franco's jails and yet somehow managed to escape death, paid a visit to Buchenwald. There he began to weep. A woman expressed surprise that he, who had spent 23 years of his life in prison, still had tears to shed. He said to her, "I cry for all those who fell, whether they were on your side or my side. It doesn't matter. They are all part of us." Yes, the dead do speak, but in their own way and at their own time. Buchenwald, Ravensbrück, Dachau, Auschwitz, and all the other human slaughterhouses, even those in Indonesia, cannot silence the dead. And that bag we carry on our shoulders, how long will we go on filling it? Will it be for us as it was for the prisoners in Spain? I suspect that the answer depends on the West and its arms and its capital.
Terus? Ya.
Pelayaran itu.
Pelayaran itu lurus menuju ke timur. Sampai di Nusa Tenggara Barat, kapal menikung dan mengambil arah ke timur laut, langsung ke Buru. Boleh jadi benar ke Buru. Di Laut Banda kapal 2 kali mogok. Antara 3 atau 4 abad yang lalu, orang-orang Barat sudah menjelajahi laut ini, dan aku baru sekali ini. Dan sebagai tahanan, tidak menentu pula. Bila kau ikut belayar denganku, kau akan ikut mengagumi kebiruannya di siang hari. Dan di malam hari, jutaan kubik meter bintik fosfor tertuang pada kepala-kepala ombak yang kena terjang lunas. Dan semua itu hanya nampak dari sela-sela ruji besi Patres Porta dan kata perwira penerangan 3 hari sebelum berangkat. Itu juga tanah airmu, yang kalian wajib mempertahankannya bila ada serangan dari luar. Wah, wah, dalam kapal yang mengherankan karena tak juga tenggelam ini, masih sempat juga aku bersyukur karena terbebas dari Nusa Kambangan, dari penjara Karang Tengah ke penjara Limus Buntu selama 2 minggu, sulit mandi sebagaimana biasanya manusia khatulistiwa. Di kapal ini perut agak berisi dengan air mandi melimpah seperti di rumah nenek sendiri. Kebahagiaan sekecil-kecilnya perlu juga dipelajari bagaimana menikmatinya. Biarpun kemana mata memandang, memang hanya maut yang nampak. Laut, kapal kakus yang tak henti-hentinya berderak dan terengah, peluru, bayonet, perintah, apel, tanda pangkat, pistol, bedil, pisau komando. Dan radio kapal itu tak henti-hentinya bergaya, sekalipun tiada orang mendengarkan lagu-lagu keroncong yang cukup memualkan. Doa selamat menuju hidup baru dari seorang gerejawan. Ya, selamat untuk hidup baru, katanya. Orang bilang, bagaimanapun dan kemanapun kau bergerak, kuburan juga tujuannya. Siapa pernah lahir, bersama dengan kelahirannya, dia dijatuhi hukuman mati. Dari Korsika, atau katakanlah dari École de Guerre, melalui kegemilangan kemenangan perang di berbagai negeri, melahirkan lembaga-lembaga baru dan kodenya. Kata orang, semua itu adalah langkah beberapa ratus meter Napoleon dari École de Guerre ke Les Invalides, kuburannya. Apa boleh buat, dalam kerangkeng di atas kapal semacam ini, memang setiap kami merenungkan mati.
The ship sailed due east until it reached West Nusa Tenggara, where it turned northeast and headed in a beeline toward Buru. This was a faint surprise. I expected that other plans might have been made for us. When crossing the Banda Sea, the ship stalled twice. 3 or 4 centuries ago, Western sailors had surveyed this sea, and now I, a prisoner of uncertain fate, am doing the same thing. If you were here with me, you'd be startled by the blueness of the afternoon sky. At night, I stare at the millions of phosphoric dots that rise and fall with the waves that strike the ship's keel. This is all I can see through the bars of my porthole. But in my ears, I can still hear the words of the information officer who spoke to us prior to our departure. He said, "Remember, that island is part of your country too, and you have a duty to defend it from outside attack." Wow! One good thing about this surprising craft, surprising because it's still afloat, and in Indonesian there's a footnote here saying that he actually wrote this after hearing that this ship had sunk, being taken to harbor in Hong Kong. Surprising because it's still afloat is that it means I'm far from the prisons of Nusa Kambangan, where bathing had been difficult at best. The bowels of this ship are full of water. Bath water is so abundant, I almost feel like I'm a child again, bathing at my grandmother's large house. It's interesting how one can relearn the pleasure of carrying out the simplest tasks, especially when knowing that all around one, wherever one looks, are symbols of death. The wide open sea, the shithouse of a ship with its ceaseless creaks and moans, the bullets, bayonets, orders, roll calls, rank insignia, handguns, rifles, and commando knives. The other men seemed to take no notice of the radio. even though throughout the journey it's never stopped spewing a constant barrage of sentimental Kronchong songs and a preacher's prayers for a safe voyage, wishing us good luck in your new life. No matter what you do in life, no matter where you go, the grave is your ultimate destination. Every person is delivered his death sentence at birth. Napoleon's journey from Corsica to his victories on the battlefield may have given birth to a new legal institution and code, but the distance from the school of war to the emperor's grave is but a few hundred meters away. What can I say? Here in this cage of a ship, it's difficult not to think about death.
Dan pengeras suara itu terus-menerus memutar keroncong yang lembek kemanisan dan pengumuman yang sama dan fatwa orang gereja itu dan wejangan pejabat entah siapa yang untuk kesian kalinya mengucapkan selamat pada kami yang sedang menuju ke hidup baru. Kalau mengikuti jalan pikiran perwira penerangan itu, apakah kapal ini mogok di tempat sampai ke tujuan ataupun sampai ke dasar laut Banda, walhasil sama saja, masih tetap di tanah air sendiri. Tanah ada dan air pun melimpah. Kedalaman laut Banda memberi jaminan bahwa air itu ada. Tidak percuma kau memilih jadi warga negara Indonesia, tanahnya luas dan lautnya lebih luas lagi untuk berkubur diri. Sekali lagi maafkan ayahmu karena hadiah kawin yang hanya semacam ini. Perkawinanku dengan mamamu hanyalah sebuah cerita hadiah kawin. Hadiah kawin untukmu hanya permenungan dan pengapungan ini. Itu pun belum tentu akan sampai kepadamu. Tak ada harganya memang dipandang dari nilai uang yang membuat banyak orang matanya jadi hijau. Nilainya terletak pada kesaksian dan pembuktian sekaligus betapa jelata jadi warga negara Indonesia angkatan pertama. Boleh jadi untuk jadi warga negara Amerika atau Brasilia tidak akan sesulit ini. Sedang kewarganegaraanmu kau peroleh cuma-cuma. Mungkin juga kau tidak peduli apa kewarganegaraanmu. Nyaris 4 tahun ditahan, memasuki tahun kelima justru berangkat ke pembuangan tanpa tahu duduk perkara. Dan dibuang sebagai hadiah ulang tahun untuk segolongan orang yang justru menghendaki kami koid. Mungkinkah sudah terjadi kekeliruan? Tidak, karena lebih 1000 tahun lamanya wayang mengajarkan bahkan para dewa pun bisa salah, bisa keliru, tidak kalis dari ketololan dan korup. Apalagi Brahmin, Satria, Waisya, dan Sudra, dan Parya tak lain dari ujung terakhir deret hitung.
Meanwhile, the loudspeaker continues to belch saccharine Kronchong songs, official announcements, sermons, and advice from nameless authorities who wish us good luck in the new life that we are headed for. If one were to attempt to follow the logic of the information officer, it wouldn't matter whether this boat were to stop dead in the mid-ocean, arrive at its destination, or sink to the bottom of the Banda Sea. The result would be the same. We'd still be in our own country where both land and water are in abundance. The depth of the Banda Sea offers sufficient guarantee of water. There's at least one advantage to being an Indonesian citizen. With this country's expanse of land and even greater expanse of sea, it's not difficult finding space for one's grave. Once again, I hope you'll forgive me for offering you this as a wedding gift. My gift to your mama when we married was a short story entitled The Wedding Gift. Now, years later, my gift to you is made up of these floating meditations, which I'm not even sure you'll ever receive. In monetary terms, these notes are worthless. Their value resides in their testimony, the witness they bear to the poverty of this nation's first generation of citizens. I would not imagine that to be an American or a Brazilian, for example, would be as difficult. You, of course, got your citizenship for free. Maybe you don't give the question of citizenship much thought, but I have been in prison for 4 years, now going on 5, and am now on my way toward exile without even knowing what the charges are against me. Exile. A birthday gift for people who would prefer to see me dead. There must have been some mistake. For 1,000 years or more, the stories of the Shadow Theater have taught us that even the gods can be wrong, that even the gods can make mistakes and are not free from ignorance and error and corruption. What, therefore, can one expect from the human castes, the Brahmins, the Satriyas, the Vaishyas, the Sudras, and we, the pariah, occupy the final position in a very long line of numbers.
Ini terus.
Yeah.
Betapa lambat melintasi laut Banda, gudang cakalang alias tongkol ini. Ikan dengan gumpalan daging perkasa itu, biar aku ceritai kau. Dalam hidupnya, jenis yang satu ini harus terus-menerus berenang dengan kecepatan paling tidak 20 mil per jam. Kalau tidak, sistem saluran darahnya yang berada di bawah kulit akan beku. Dia pilih mati daripada berhenti. Dia pilih mati pada waktu tertangkap jaring. Dan di bawah sana, di gunung-gunung karang sana, di laut dalam, ikan bandeng kesukaanmu itu bertelur. Nenernya bertebaran di pantai. Orang membawanya ke pasar bila sudah besar. Dan seorang mengantarkan padamu di meja makan. Di bawah kapalku ada jutaan tongkol dan bandeng, tetapi tidak di atas piringku. Nah, 10 hari kami belayar. Pulau Buru bagian selatan sudah nampak. Memantai bagian timur pulau suatu sensasi tersendiri. Bukit dan gunung berjabat-jabatan. Pagar alam ganas yang bakal jadi pengurung kami, dan tanah bocel-bocel bertopi ilalang. Seorang di antara kami memberi jaminan, ikan Maluku cukup bodoh dan tidak berpengalaman. Kau umpani dengan batu pun akan kena. Dia sungguh seorang penghibur baik bagi makhluk kekurangan protein hewani. Dan lihat, protein hewani begitu bebas berkeliaran dalam tubuh rusa yang berkeliaran di padang ilalang tanpa batas itu, sampai-sampai di puncak-puncak bukit. Pintu-pintu besi itu telah dibuka, yang segan bangun untuk selama-lamanya karena HO pun bangkit dalam bimbingan teman-temannya. Kemudian kapal menikung memasuki Teluk Kayeli, luas, indah, menjorok dalam masuk ke daratan, seperti sebuah pangkalan angkatan laut yang telah ditinggalkan selama 10 abad. Orang bilang Kayeli pada mulanya berasal dari kata Belanda, kayu putih oli. Mungkin dongengan jahil, tapi memang Kayeli produsen minyak kayu putih terbesar dan tertua sepanjang dikenal tulisan. Rombongan demi rombongan orang Portugis dan Belanda telah mengangkuti kuli, fuli, pala, dan cengkeh dari pulau ini. Beberapa abad yang lalu itu, sekarang rombongan tertara berbaju drill kuning. Kami, tapol, datang tidak untuk memetik buah jerih payah penduduk Buru. Waktu angin darat meniup, terasa betapa lembabnya udara menyesakkan nafas. Hati-hati dengan paru-paru, bikin jadi waspada perutmu. Nampak Namlea, pelabuhan alami di teluk, dihiasi rumah-rumah kecil seperti kardus. Suling kapal menjerit-jerit, tapi tak juga mencari dermaga untuk bersandar. Kapal ini terlalu besar. 2 buah LC datang menjemput. Sebuah masjid bermenara menjenguk pantai dalam kelengangannya. Tak nampak seorang pun di Namlea, seperti dusun kalau menggunakan ekspresi Melayu lama sedang dikalahkan Garuda. Dari LC, beberapa orang perwira naik kapal. Beberapa belas orang yang nampak kokoh diperintahkan turun lebih dulu untuk menyiapkan dapur. Perwira tinggi pun datang pula menjemput. Dengan 1 LC tapel pilihan mempelopori mendarat di Pulau Hidup Baru dengan segerobak perlengkapan dapur. Mereka mendarat di Namlea yang sedang dikalahkan Garuda. 1 regu prajurit divisi Patimura menyambut mereka dengan gagang senapan dan tinju. Nah, pengantin baru, anakku, kau boleh ucapkan padaku, selamat untukmu, Papa, Tapol Republik Indonesia yang memasuki masa pembuangan sebagai balasan atas hadiah kawin semacam ini. Selamat untukmu, anakku. Selamat untuk suamimu yang aku tak ingat namanya. Sekarang giliran ayahmu menuruni kapal, naik ke LC untuk mendarat, setidak-tidaknya bukan di somewhere. Sekian.
Sekian. This journey in the ship across the Banda Sea, this tuna warehouse, has been a slow one. Did you know that for a tuna to stay alive, it must swim at a continuous speed of at least 20 miles per hour? If not, its circulatory system, which is directly beneath its skin, will begin to clot and cause strangulation. The fish will choose death rather than to stop. When caught in a net, it chooses death. Below this ship, in the sea's coral mountains, your favorite fish lays its eggs. These eggs are washed on the shore where people scoop them up with seashell shovels to raise them into ponds. After they've hatched and grown, they're taken to the market where your mama buys them and then takes them home to cook and place them on the dining table. Below this ship are millions of tuna and bandeng, but there's not a bit of fish on my plate. After 10 days at sea, the southern coast of Buru Island finally appears. The ship skirts the island's eastern shore. The hills and mountains cluster so tightly together they form a rugged natural barrier. They are to be our guard and our keeper. Festooned atop the island's baked and cracked soil is a headdress of elephant grass. One of the men assures us that the fish on this island are slow-witted, and using even a stone for bait will guarantee a healthy catch. Our bodies so desperately need protein, we are cheered by the man's assurances. When catching sight of deer running across the savannah, all we see is protein in flight. The iron doors are opened. The men who are suffering from malnutrition and those that lack the will ever to rise again are carried onto the deck by their friends. The ship swings round to enter lovely Kaele Bay, which curves inward toward the coast, a natural bay resembling a forgotten naval base of some 10 centuries ago. Some people say that the word Kaele is from the Dutch Kayu Putioli. Maybe that's just an ugly story. But Kaele is in fact the world's largest and oldest producer of Melaleuca oil. The Portuguese were the first to come to this bay, and then came the Dutch ships, in waves one after the other, in search of this island's coolies, mace, nutmegs, and cloves. But that was centuries ago, and now we political prisoners, known as the Yellow Drill Army because of our uniforms, come to these shores, but we do not come to collect the fruits of the labor of the people of Buru. The wind from off the shore at once robs us of our breath and announces the island's intense humidity. It also carries a warning for us to take especially good care of our lungs and of our stomachs. There stands the port town of Namlia, with its miniature cardboard cutout houses. The ship's whistle screams, but not for search of a quay. The ship is far too large and must anchor at sea. 2 landing craft come out to meet us. A mosque with minarets that rise silently upward peers out at us from the shore. Namlia looks completely uninhabited. Several officers emerge from the landing craft and board the ship. A few dozen prisoners, those in the best physical shape, are ordered to disembark first in order to set up a kitchen. The highest-ranking officer then comes forward to greet us. The chosen group of prisoners lands on the island of New Life with a cart full of kitchen needs. They come on shore at Namlia, lifeless except for a squad of soldiers from the Patimura division who welcome us with rifle butts and fists. So, my child, young bride that you are, in return for this wedding gift to you, I hope that you will say to me, "Good luck, Papa. I am a prisoner, about to enter a period of exile. To you, my child, I bid good luck as well. To you and to your husband, whose name I cannot remember. Now it is my turn to leave this ship. Your father must board the landing craft that will take him to a place that I'm not so sure is somewhere." Thank you. Does anyone have any questions for Pramoedya? He'd be happy to answer, whatever questions you might have, and I'm happy to translate. Or is everyone just so overwhelmed?
Oh, Nancy?
Yeah.
I would just like to ask this. When I was reading the Guru book, I felt that the whole story was so powerfully told that I felt that there was an identity between the author and the hero, Minky.
Mm-hmm.
And I wondered if Mr. Pramoedya
We're talking-
feels the
okay.
same way about that.
Okay. This is the part that's going to be different. Dia bilang bahwa waktu dia membaca karya Buru, Bumi Manusia dan lain-lain, dia merasa bahwa itu tokoh Minky begitu hebat, dan dia mikir bagaimana mungkin ada identifikasi Bapak bersama Minky. Bagaimana rasanya?
Ya, nggak bisa tangkap saya.
Dalam Bumi Manusia, ibu itu sudah membaca Bumi Manusia dan yang lain-lain dari Kuartet Buru, dan dia senang sekali, terharu sekali itu membaca tentang Minky.
Ya.
Jadi dia merasa mungkin Minky ada bayangan Bapak. Oh. Bagaimana?
Semua tulisan fiksi sedikit atau banyak itu mengandung unsur autobiografis.
All fiction, more or less, carries within it autobiographical elements.
Nancy, you might be able to answer this one.
Yeah.
His references to other English literature, does he read? He reads English.
I'll let him answer that. Okay? Dia bilang ada referensi kepada sastra Inggris, sastra tempat lain. Apakah Bapak pernah membaca sastra Inggris?
Ya, saya tidak ingat betul dari sastra Inggris mana yang pernah saya baca. Karena dulu tidak diajarkan pada saya, tidak umum pada waktu itu, kalau membaca buku itu harus diingat nama pengarangnya. Dulu tidak diajarkan itu.
He says he can't remember exactly what it is that he read when he was taught to read English books before. He can't remember. He wasn't taught to remember who wrote what. But I can say he did when he was a prisoner of war during the Indonesian Revolution in a Dutch prison. He read of Mice and Men, Steinbeck. He taught himself, it's said, to read English by reading Mice and Men, and he translated it into Indonesian. Tikus dan manusia.
Baru kemudian waktu remaja mulai mengingat nama-nama seperti Dickens dan sebagainya dari sastra Inggris.
Only when he got like into his adolescence did he remember the names of the authors like Dickens and others.
Does he read German?
Silakan yang lain.
Mbak Ann?
Yeah, in reading House of Glass, I was just so struck by how closely knows the inside, the internal workings of colonialism.
Okay.
The colonial state, the archives, just in such subtlety and detail.
Yeah.
Where is that knowledge from?
Okay.
That he would know that way in his own life.
Yeah, okay.
That intimacy.
Okay.
Where did he go to those archives? Did he know
He
these?
did go to those archives, but I'll
I mean,
ask you. I'll let him answer.
And when was this?
Okay.
After? Is this when he was younger?
This is in the 60s, early 60s, but I'll let him answer. Okay. Mbak Ann itu sedang membaca Rumah Kaca.
Ya.
Dan dia terkesan sekali kok ini pengertiannya tentang zaman penjajahan begitu mendalam dan mendetail. Sampai itu mengerti bagaimana bentuk arsipnya, bentuk penjajahan. Jadi Pak Pram dapat pengetahuan itu bagaimana, apa pernah datang ke arsip mana dan kapan?
Ya memang arsip itu saya cari, terutama dengan pertolongan mahasiswa-mahasiswa saya kasih pekerjaan, setiap mahasiswa harus membaca 1 tahun orang.
Okay, he said, I'll add a little bit. He taught at Res Publica University in the early 60s, and this is one of the ways he did his archival research, which is something other faculty members in the audience might think about. He assigned his students in his university course, each one to take 1 year of colonial newspapers and make a study of them. And report to him. So he had them all working busily in the archives.
And why did he choose 1898?
Kenapa memilih tahun 1898 untuk permulaan?
Ini disebabkan karena ada yang Belanda namakan etise politik, politik etis.
That's because that was the beginning of the ethical system.
Itu yang banyak memutar balik kenyataan-kenyataan dalam sejarah gerakan kemerdekaan.
Because this is what turned things around actually turned around the history of the movement for the movement of nationalism. Interesting idea. Andrew? Yeah.
I wanted to ask if after 32 years of the New Order, if you think that the younger generation of writers today in Indonesia have enough of a political consciousness and awareness of history to make a contribution to changing the system of government, to democratization in Indonesia.
The government? Were you talking about writers and then government? Yeah.
No, I mean, do they have enough of an effect to affect the political
Okay.
consciousness of
Dia tanya sesudah 32 tahun rezim Orde Baru,
Ya.
apakah itu penulis-penulis muda Indonesia punya cukup banyak kesadaran politik untuk menulis sesuatu yang bisa mengubah situasi?
Ya selama puluhan tahun di bawah Orba, praktis semua mendukung Orba. Praktis. Karena itu persoalan penghidupan.
He said after these decades of the New Order regime, in a practical matter, yes, in a practical matter, everyone has to support the new order in order to survive.
Tapi bagaimanapun, dengan atau tidak dengan restu Orde Baru,
And yet,
pengarang ditentukan oleh integritasnya sebagai pengarang.
and yet, with or without the blessings of the new order, every author is determined by his own integrity.
Ya, cukup.
Anyone else? Young Line?
When he was in jail, he was repeating these stories to remember them. Could you recount for us what that content was?
Great question. Okay.
Who were the other people, and
The other
did they all tell stories?
Great. Oh, good question. Waktu di Pulau Buru, waktu Bapak itu menceritakan cerita Nyai Ontosoro dan lain-lain kepada tapel-tapel yang lain, pertama, bagaimana konteksnya? Kedua, siapa yang mendengarkan? Ketiga, apakah mereka juga punya cerita yang diceritakan?
Ya, pada waktu itu terjadi pembunuhan terhadap tapol, lebih dari 11 orang sekaligus dibunuh, sehingga seluruh tapol merosot moralnya.
It began at a point they were in the penal colony, the Buru Island. He began telling the stories after at one shot 11 prisoners were murdered, and the morale sank so low that's when he began telling the stories. Jadi siap terus?
Penganiayaan juga semakin banyak dan semakin keras.
The tortures got worse and worse at that point also.
Maka untuk menaikkan kembali moral teman-teman saya mulai cerita terutama tentang Nyai Ontosoro itu. Lihat itu perempuan. Dia perempuan melawan kekuasaan kolonial seorang diri. Dan kalian bagaimana? Semua lelaki di sini.
He said, I had to take that one in. Okay, the tortures got worse, and then he saw morale was really sinking among the folks, and that's when he started telling the stories about Nyai Ontosoro. And he said to them, look guys, here she is, one woman all by herself, standing up to the colonial regime, and here you are, men. What are you doing?
Dan saya bersyukur usaha saya berhasil.
And I'm so pleased. I give blessings that it worked. Mereka juga punya cerita.
Ya,
Mereka juga punya cerita atau cuma Pak Pram saja yang?
ya saya sendiri yang bercerita. Waktu itu kami dikucilkan beberapa belas orang.
Kenapa dikucilkan?
Urusan mereka saya tidak tahu.
He said, I asked him, did any of the others have stories? No, it was just me. I was the one who was telling the stories. And there were just a few of us who were separated off by ourselves. And why were you separated off by yourself? I have no idea. That was, the business of the authorities. So.
Harus buat rumah sendiri, buka ladang sendiri, buka sawah sendiri. Tidak boleh bergaul dengan tapol lainnya.
This little group that was shunted off had to build their own house, open the fields, start wet rice agriculture, build roads all by themselves, and weren't allowed to mix with any of the other political prisoners. Berapa orang?
18 orang.
18 of them sent off.
Jadi saya ceritakan pada mereka ini, teman-teman satu pengucilan pada malam hari setelah kerja. Dan kalau pagi hari ini di waktu apel semua jadi satu. Jadi sewaktu apel yang pernah mendengarkan cerita saya menyampaikan pada teman-teman lainnya.
Okay. So with this group of 18 people that had been sent off sort of in exile within exile, then they would go off in the barracks at night after their work, and that's when he would tell the story to these 18 guys. And in the morning, even though they weren't allowed to mix with the other prisoners, they all had to come up for roll call. And at roll call, they would whisper it down the line.
Terutama dalam pengasingan juga ada seorang dalang, dia pintar cerita. Nah ini diteruskan. Ya? Apa?
Patris.
Bukan.
Okay. And at that time, there was also a dalang. I mean, there were a number of dalang who were also political prisoners. Dalang, a puppeteer, shadow puppeteer master. And there was one guy, dia di antara 18 itu, bukan?
Enggak, tidak
Okay.
ada.
There was another one of these guys. He wasn't one of the 18 special prisoners, but he was a great storyteller. So he in terms of disseminating the tale, he played a very important role.
At what point was he given paper and pencil? And which novel was he able to write down himself, or did he say all the novels orally?
You mean which one was? How many of them were originally orally composed?
Yeah.
Okay. Good question. I think it's probably the first one, or maybe two. But ini tahun 73, Bapak dibolehkan ambil potlot kertas lagi ya.
Ya.
Jadi konon itu Bumi Manusia dan Anak Semua Bangsa ini dikarang secara lisan dulu atau ditulis?
Tulis dulu, lisan dulu.
Semuanya atau cuma dua pertama? Itu jejak langkah?
Iya, itu praktis semuanya, cuma garis besarnya saja.
Okay. They were all, told in the main frame, orally first, and then written down after. He was not allowed to write at all until 1973, so there was, 65 to 73 wasn't allowed even a pencil and paper. So he says all of them. Yeah. John?
Well, for the story of Nyai to have such power with the prisoners, it would seem that they would rest upon either their experience or imagination or something in the history. Why would the story of Nyai and the example of what she was doing have this tremendous power?
Okay. Dia tanya, apa di dalam sejarah para tapo atau pengalaman para tapo yang membuat cerita Nyai Antasora begitu mengesankan, begitu berdaya kepada mereka.
Ya.
Ya. Khususnya cerita seorang Nyai, apa di dalam latar belakang mereka.
Ya, di dalam perbandingan ini kan wanita dan seorang diri melawan kolonialisme Belanda yang begitu perkasa.
Okay, well, it's the same answer. Yeah, this is a woman, and she's all alone against this huge, this huge colonial system, and she did it. She was able to. Yeah.
In the second novel,
Yeah.
the one translated as Child of All Nations,
Yeah.
there's a character, Comer,
Yeah.
who has a tiger trap built, and there's this very elaborate aside of a process of trying to catch a tiger, but he never succeeds. And that was something that I've never understood.
Okay, you want to explain?
I would like to understand.
Okay. Itu dalam Anak Semua Bangsa, ini ada adegan di mana Comer itu mau menangkap macan, ya. Dan Comer itu penulis Comer itu mau menangkap macan, ya. Tapi dia bikin pasungan, tapi tidak berhasil. Bapak itu mencoba sekali untuk mengerti maksud atau maknanya. Kalau dimaknani bagaimana? Kekalahan Comer.
Begini persoalannya, saya sebetulnya kurang jelas, Karena saya tidak pernah baca tulisan saya sendiri. Ya, sorry. Kalau sudah jadi naskah, saya sampaikan pada penerbit, itu saya merasa sudah habis tugas saya.
He says, well, you know, really, I really can't answer this. I'm not sure. He says that the problem is that I never read my own writings. After I finish writing something, I give it over to the publisher and I never look at it again. So, sorry.
That leaves everybody free to interpret it as they will.
Jadi kalau ditanyakan apalagi baris demi baris, tidak tahu saja.
Yeah. So if you ask, you know, for these like details, line by line interpretations, sorry. Julia?
In the new book, you talk a lot about your relationship with your father and his life, and you also talked about that in the short story Bukan Pasar Malam. How has your view of him and your understanding of him changed between the two works?
Okay. I think I'll not do it. We'll just ask how it changed. Okay.
No.
Okay. Di dalam Nyanyi Sunyi Seorang Bisu dan juga dalam Bukan Pasar Malam, Bapak banyak menceritakan tentang Bapak Pramoedya. Terus bagaimana kalau mengenangkan kembali Bapak sekarang, bagaimana? Apa ada perubahan atau tidak?
Saya merasa tidak ada perubahan dari dulu sampai sekarang, ya begini ini. Dan ya juga dalam meninjau kembali pikiran saya merasa tidak berubah.
When he looks back at what he wrote about his father then, and he thinks about what he thinks about his father now, there really hasn't been that much change. It's what he thought then is what he feels now.
I have a question. It's not like literary, but relating to like the political condition in Indonesia right now. I have two questions. Like for Mr. Pramoedya, is he optimistic about the current government, and how does he perceive Indonesia is going to heading into the future? What's going to happen in his own opinion?
Okay.
And the second question is, does he feel belong as an Indonesian? Does he feel belong as an Indonesian citizen? How is his feelings being an Indonesian, and is he proud of it, or is there anger or whatever? Thanks.
Ini 3 pertanyaan politik semua. Jadi satunya, kalau Bapak melihat keadaan Indonesia sekarang, bagaimana perasaannya? Optimistis atau tidak? Nomor 2, menurut perkiraannya apa yang akan terjadi? Nomor 3, sebagai seorang warga negara Indonesia, bagaimana perasaannya? Bangga atau marah atau bagaimana? 3. Kecil-kecil.
Ya, kalau melihat sejarah Indonesia, satu orang yang bernama Soekarno itu bisa mempersatukan Indonesia secara politik, bukan secara administrasi. Kalau secara administrasi sudah dilakukan oleh Belanda.
Okay, if we look at Indonesian history, there was one person who was able to unite Indonesia politically, and that was Sukarno. Politically, not administratively. The administrative unification of the country was via the Dutch.
Kalau sekarang ada kekacauan, itu berarti ada masalah di lingkungan elit politik.
If we see now that things are in a confusion or chaotic, the problem is a problem at the level of elite politics.
Seperti kekacauan berdasarkan agama maupun etnis, itu jelas ada yang bikin.
If we look at the problems, the so-called ethnic or religious communal type problems, it's clear that there's someone's behind it. Someone's doing this.
Setidak-tidaknya kerusuhan-kerusuhan ini menunda orang untuk menuntut kembali kekayaan bumi dan manusia Indonesia yang dijarah oleh Orde Baru.
What this is doing is postponing the people accusing to have returned to them the riches, the natural resources, and I think there was something else that were stolen by the new order.
Sekarang ini yang berhasil menjatuhkan Harto adalah angkatan muda dan mahasiswa. Itu jelas.
It's completely clear that those who were able to bring down Suharto were the youth and the students. Completely clear.
Jatuhnya Harto hanya formal saja ya.
The fall of Harto was only a formal.
Kekuasaannya berjalan.
His power is still running.
Karena itu sekarang ini tinggal dua pilihan. Satu, mendukung angkatan muda menuntaskan reformasinya, atau dua, revolusi sosial.
That leaves at this point there are only two choices. One is to support the students in their efforts to complete the reformation of the country. The second is a social revolution.
Kalau terjadi revolusi sosial sebelum Indonesia melahirkan pimpinan nasional, sampai sekarang tidak ada pimpinan nasional di Indonesia.
If there's a social revolution before there's national leadership, now there is no national leadership in Indonesia.
Indonesia akan hilang dari muka bumi.
Indonesia will vanish from the face of the earth.
Luar Jawa akan mandiri masing-masing sebagai raja, sebagai merdeka, negara merdeka, dan dalam hubungan ini perlu diingat peringatan Soekarno, abad ini adalah abad intervensi.
Each faction will stand as its own kingdom or its own autonomous unit, and what we need to remember when we think about this is what Sukarno taught us, that this century is the century of intervention.
Juga angkatan muda sendiri perlu melahirkan pimpinan nasionalnya, dan sampai sekarang belum.
And the youth of today need to give birth to a national leadership, and up until this point they have not yet.
Dan sumber semua ini adalah kolonialisme, mengulangi persoalan kolonial.
The source of all of this, the root of all of this is colonialism, and this repeats the move of colonialism.
Pertama, Indonesia itu negara maritim terbesar di dunia, tapi diduduki oleh angkatan darat.
First of all, Indonesia is the largest maritime nation in the world, and yet it's occupied or run by the army.
Ini kesalahan yang fatal.
Fatal mistake.
Melahirkan banyak macam-macam yang bodoh sekali.
This is really stupid. Has risen to just incredible. This is a big mistake. Many problems.
Kedua, warisan kolonial lain. Ini juga warisan kolonial nih.
Yes. Okay. This is the second heritage of the colonial system. This is still colonial, mind you.
Warisan kolonial lain adalah Jawa sentrisme yang dibuat oleh kerajaan imperium maritim terbesar Belanda dunia waktu itu, VOC.
Okay, the second thing, and this is also still colonial, is the Java centrism, which was inculcated by the I think it was the Dutch kingship, but I'm not quite sure, and by the VOC, the Dutch East India Trading Company.
Jadi VOC dari Jawa mengekspor pembunuh keluar Jawa untuk menundukkan luar Jawa, dari luar Jawa membawa kekayaannya masuk ke Jawa.
So the VOC exported murderers from Java to defeat what was outside of Java, to carry the riches from outside of Java into Java.
Dan itu diteruskan sampai sekarang.
And this is continued up to this very day.
Dan juga pusat kekuasaan yang dibanggakan Istana Merdeka, itu istana kolonial.
And also, sort of like this, it's like the White House that we have so much pride in. It's called the Palace of Independence or Freedom. It's actually, it was the colonial Governor General's mansion.
Masih bisa dibuat daftar kesalahan historis yang diteruskan sampai sekarang.
We can make a whole list of the historical mistakes that were made and are carried on until this very day.
Karena itu pertama-tama Angkatan Muda perlu mempelajari dan meluruskan kembali ini
Okay, because of this, it's the younger generation has to study this and to bring it into its right alignment. I think that this is history, but it wasn't. Yeah.
Karena juga saya serukan di mana saja supaya bantu Angkatan Muda Indonesia menuntaskan reformasinya.
So for this reason, I ask everywhere and to everyone to help in any way they can to help the youth of Indonesia complete the reformation of the nation.
Kalau tidak, revolusi sosial, sebab rakyat yang dirampasi apa saja, iya saja, sekarang sudah bangkit. Bukan hanya memprotes, melawan, bahkan menyerbu pos-pos polisi dan militer.
If not, there'll be the social revolution, and those people who they're not just protesting, they're not just calling for freedoms. They're attacking, they're looting, they're attacking anything, even up to the police stations.
Dalam keadaan begini, tanpa pimpinan nasional, tidak ada yang bisa diharapkan.
In such a situation, if there is no national leadership, there is no hope.
Dan itu saya anjurkan, bantu Angkatan Muda.
And so I'm saying, please help the young generation.
Ya, perlu ada komite-komite di mana saja, bantu.
Bikin committees anywhere. Just help them. Itu bagaimana caranya kalau kita yang bantu?
Ya, bisa dipusatkan pada saya, sudah bisa.
He says, if you want to help them, you can bring it to me. Yeah. Charlie?
Many artists and writers who went into things like the Holocaust as formed artists had difficulty coming out of that experience and continuing art as they had before.
Yeah.
And I'm wondering if he has a sense of how he and other members of LECRA have come out of their process and continued an artistic life.
Itu antara itu seniman dan sastrawan Eropa yang mengalami Holocaust zaman Perang Dunia Kedua, orang Yahudi tapi tidak mati. Terus sesudah mereka bubar Holocaust, mereka meneruskan seninya tapi mungkin lain. Bagaimana dengan seniman dan sastrawan LECRA yang mengalami penganiayaan, penangkapan sesudah Pulau Buru, sesudah pembebasan?
Ya, masih banyak yang menulis tapi tidak bisa menerbitkan.
Well, right, good point. Many still write, but they're not allowed to publish. This is something I didn't mention. That Pramoedya's writings are still all banned in Indonesia, and not only his writings, others also. Sudah?
Sudah.
Sudah. Okay.
Thank you.